God wouldn't put a vision in you that you can't fulfill. I'm real big on God, real heavy on that. So at the end of the day, if there's a vision in you or there's a business that you want to start or whatever the case may be, just know that God will not put a vision in you that you can't fulfill. It's possible. Just do it. Secondly, I will also tell you to focus on your why, and your why has to be bigger than you. Okay. So that's what keeps me going when I don't feel like going no more, because my why is bigger than me. Although they might get on my nerves sometimes, although they might not appreciate it sometimes, although they might not even understand why I'm doing it, even though I know I'm doing it for you. But just know that you have to focus on your why and make sure your why is bigger than you.
Hey yo, G Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G Dash Jones. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Oh. You're watching Hats Off with G Dash Jones. Hey. Woo. This episode right here. Skirt. Oh. This episode is brought to you by those fine folks over at Launcher. That's a fact. Launcher Business Resources. Absolutely. By the way, in case you didn't know, they are accepting situations now. You can go over to the website launcherde.org. That's right. Registration now. You can go ahead and register for the first quarter, right? Oh, for those spring sessions. All right. Again, launcherde.org. Go ahead, register for those spring sessions. Now, in case you don't know what Launcher is a program that helps people kind of develop not only their business plan, e.org, and get yourself set up, right? Also, affiliated with Build From Within Alliance. In case you don't know them, shouts out to them as well, and Westside Groves and Western Neighborhood House. So thank them for sponsoring this episode. Now, in case y'all don't know, with that said, who I have in front of me today. Hold on, I'm gonna hit the button on. There she go. There she go. We ain't playing with them.
Period.
Listen, she goes by the name of Miss Antinette Watson, aka Miss Unapologetically Antinette, Miss Authentically Antinette.
Yeah.
That's right, Miss Stan DE. That's facts. Listen, she got her own podcast. She got the community's food truck. Okay, don't nobody call it that. I just named it. That's what it's called.
Yes.
It's the community's food truck.
Period.
Okay, feeding the world.
That's right. Right, no lies told.
Okay. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be here finally. Yay.
Patty. Listen, I told you we had to get together for you. Okay. I had to make sure I was prepared for Antinette. Antinette developed. I had to be developed. Okay.
You know what? Well, I'm glad everything is in perfect timing for sure. And I'm just so happy to be here. How you feeling?
Another day in paradise, you know.
I know that's right.
So to get it kicked off, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so a little bit about me. Where do I start? I guess I'll just start from the beginning. So, y'all, I was born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware. From the north side. I like to say, like, when I'm talking about myself, I grew up in like low income, high crime environments. I think that's really important because where I come from, especially when I went to school, I realized that they like to say, like, if you grew up in low income, high crime environments, if you look like me, then you're not going to be successful. But I am a testament to say that that is not true, you know? I have two kids, you know, I have a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm just a person that's really passionate about supporting people and living their best life, but also living my best life too. So that's my whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna go somewhere first because now you got me inspired with all of that. Making it from, as they say, the high crime, the impoverished areas they like to call it. Shouts out to North Side though. You know what I mean? Spot. Y'all know who it is. Here. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so what was some of the hardest parts kind of making it to being an entrepreneur and making it through all the noise?
Some of the hardest parts, I think for me, I think I was real lucky. I was real blessed because I grew up with a very supportive family. I grew up with a family of go-getters. So I always knew that anything is possible. That's what I've been taught from birth. So the only challenges that I had to deal with as it pertained to my entrepreneurial journey was overcoming my own personal like confidence issues, because no matter what, nobody, they can tell you you can be successful, people can tell you you're beautiful, people can tell you all these things, but if you don't believe it yourself, then you're not going to really reach your fullest potential. So I feel like that was my biggest thing on my journey, was like really developing the confidence within myself to go out and be the first one to like not the first one, but maybe within my age group, within my family, to start my business, to be the first one to really push forward and just say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let fear stop me. I'm not going to let nothing stop me. I'm just going to push through. But the first thing was like confidence.
Mm. Okay, so now speaking for myself, personally, I actually understand all of this myself directly, right? You're in an environment where not only do people assume you can't make it out, do people treat you like you can't make it out, and then a lot of the environment itself acts like, nah, we ain't going nowhere. so,
Exactly.
so it like
Exactly.
normalizes being in this bubble.
Yes.
So, which is a confidence killer,
Yes.
because it's just like, this is where we're supposed to be. I guess this is where I'm supposed to be. So how did you get over that?
You know what? I would say I always contribute to my family, but outside of my family, I would say definitely going to a HBCU, Dell State University. Going to Dell State really showed me like, oh my God, we're out here doing it. Like, because I always like to say, like, I had a family that would tell me like, you can do this, you can do that, but they wasn't acting that way. You know what I mean? They wasn't doing the things that they said that I can do. So it's kind of hard for you to grow up and just have people say what you can do, but they're not achieving the same things, but they're trying to push it into you. But then when I went to Dell State and I'm looking at people who are aspiring to be lawyers and doctors and this leadership on campus, and they trying to create change on campus amongst Black people, that was really, really inspiring to me. And I was like, yo, like we are some successful people. But then I would go back home and I'm from the hood, and then I would see like, oh wow, like the difference between mindsets, but also knowing where I can go if I just, focus on what I want to be and not what I actually see. But so going to HBCU really changed the trajectory in my thinking and my mindset and everything. It was life changing.
Hold up. I'm gonna hit it for you one time. There it is. I feel like, and I think that people don't understand that sometimes growth comes from the environmental change. You got to see that it's different
Yes,
to understand that it can be different,
exactly.
right? So shouts out to them for that. Oh, so now, right? You can't. You're in this world. What was your major? I'm
Social
curious.
work, social
Okay,
work.
okay. So you was in this world. You about to save lives was the plan.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what you was about to do.
Yes.
That's it, saving. Going out there, and then all of a sudden you said, you know what, I'm gonna start my own. How did you wind up in this entrepreneurial space?
Okay, so that's a good question, because I feel like I got into the entrepreneurial space. It was never because I wanted to make money. It was never because of that. It was always because I wanted to help people. So, like I said, I got my bachelor's in social work, but I got my master's in administration and human services. So, as I was going through my schooling, I always knew that I wanted to have my own type of human service organization. But for myself, I was like, I didn't want to be a nonprofit because I didn't want to be around here like begging for money, begging for money. I wanted to start a business that will support, like, will make enough money to do whatever I wanted to do with my community. So, in about 2015, after I graduated with my master's, I wanted to have a program. I always wanted to work with youth, always. I think because of my childhood and what I grew up in, I just always wanted to be for other people, what I didn't have and also what I did have. I just wanted to contribute to that. So, I what I was so
So you was rocking with the youth,
I was rocking
but
with
this.
the youth, social work. I was in social work, and I always knew I didn't want to really beg for money, right? So 2015, I said I wanted to have a weekend retreat for youth So I wanted to have a weekend retreat for youth, but my family, they always cook. They always sold platters. They always sold dinner. So I always knew I didn't want to beg for the money. So I said, I'm going to start selling platters to raise funds for my youth workshop that I wanted to do. So I started raising, my family was already known for selling platters. So I just started raising, did my own dinner sale, and I was able to raise the funds for my program. So that was like how I kind of got started with the food thing for myself, even though I seen my family doing it. And that was in like 2015. So then I'm still like trying to figure out, like, at that time, I was like, I enjoy making my own money. I did like that aspect of it, but I'm also trying to figure out what can I do to support youth. Now, back in the day, my mom and my pop, they had Cheryl's Water Ice on 27th and Market. And when I was younger, I used to work there from the ages of 10 to 14. So I always say that working at Cheryl's Water Ice really helped me because it helped me stay out of trouble. It kept a little bit of money in my pocket, and it also helped me to be intertwined in my community. Like, till this day, people still know me from either being Little Cheryl or selling water ice or whatever the case may be. So as I'm thinking about how I wanted to recreate that on the actual, like, on another level, because not only did the family work at Cheryl's Water Ice, but also community members worked at Cheryl's Water Ice too. And they would be like, girl, Cheryl's was my first job, and I still remember your pop. And I'd be like, oh, and that's still to this day. So I said I wanted to recreate that experience for you. So I was walking down the beach one day. I seen these hot dog carts, and I don't know, it all came together. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to sell hot dogs, because I was looking at a food truck, but food trucks was too expensive. It was like $40,000, $50,000 at that time, and I was like, there is no way that I'm going to be able to make. I didn't even see how I was going to raise $40,000 selling platters. I just didn't see it. So I started walking down the street. I seen these hot dog carts, and it was like an epiphany. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a hot dog cart. I started researching hot dog carts. They ended up being like $7,000. I filed my taxes in 2017. Ended up getting a nice refund, and I spent all my money on the hot dog cart in 2018, and like the rest is history.
Wow. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna tell you about the part because my brain is still processing, because the fact that this did not start out as a food-based business at all. It all started out with you being like, how can I help the kids?
Exactly.
Like, and then all of a sudden, like, the world, it evolved into a whole nother thing.
Yes, exactly. It's still evolving. My mind is still blown. I don't even, it's like it took on a life of its own. It's crazy.
How so? When you say that, how so?
It took on a life on its own because it's just like, my background is not in food. You know what I mean? My background, I always say I do it for the people. It's not for the food, but it's, food is a way for us to come together. And then when you think about the history of the food, it's like food has always been a savior for Black people, even coming out of slavery. That's the thing that we could rely on to make some money and stuff like that. So, but it wasn't really my thing. So at the same time I started doing the Stand DE, I had another business, and it was called TGN Development Company. That's where Internet Develops come from. So I always wanted to, in the beginning when I started this business, I always had a battle between, do I want to focus on the people or do I want to focus on the food? And then as I was getting my coaching, they were saying, listen, when you're talking about business, a business is something that makes money. The thing that was making money naturally was the hot dog. It was just making money naturally. I had a hard time getting TGN Development Company off the ground. So I started both simultaneously. So then when the stand started, just having a mind of its own, I don't even know, because it was just like with the hot dogs in 2018 when I first started, I made $10,000 in 2 months. That was my first year, and I thought I hit the lottery. I made $10,000 2 months. I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. But I was still working. I was still doing traditional work. So I was like, this is like really crazy. And then I would say during COVID, that's when it really began to develop its own just thing, because that's when we started to evolve. I don't know if you want me to starting to get into how we evolved. You want me to start getting into that, or okay? So, because I had to write, I feel like this was important. I wrote some little notes down because I'm like, how did we evolve? So, in 2018, we came out July 2018, and that's when the first time we came out with the hot dog cart. That year we was only out for 2 months, and we made like $10,000 that year. But between 2018 and 2020, I was really running the business as like a hobby. Like I said, I wasn't even thinking about it as a business. It was just more to like raise money to be able to do things for the kids in the community or
So,
whatever.
wait, hold on. So at that same time, for that same time, let's say till 2020, were you still trying to get uh the develops company off the ground too? So you was running two companies and working a traditional job.
Exactly, at the same time. I ended up working at a community center, and I started working with youth. So I felt like I was in a good place because, like I said, I always wanted to work with the people. The food was always secondary to me. So when I got the job at the community center, I felt like I was like in a good space. Like I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing what I love. I can just get the cart to just, and I always knew that I wanted to have teams working the carts. Like that was my idea then. So when I got the when I started working at the community center and I started working with the teams, I tried to always align everything back with like the cart and the teams. I always try to make it together. So it wasn't really a priority to like quit my job or anything like that at that time. So I was doing it all at the same time. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So then how'd you wind up going from, the girl with the cart and the dogs to the girl with the truck and the community stand?
Oh my goodness. So I feel like it all happened at the same time. So it was crazy. So, COVID happened March 2020. So I always say when COVID happened, it gave me 2020 vision in my business. 2020 vision in my business, COVID, it was like crazy. So November 2019, I quit the community center. I just wanted it wasn't it served its purpose. It helped me to realize like, okay, I'm a leader. Oh my God, I can do this. Because like I said, I always had confidence issues. So,
Okay. Oh, wait. We gotta play this game now. Were you already making enough to leave?
well, I was making enough. I'm not gonna say I was making enough to leave. It was kind of a harsh decision, but at that time, I was in a relationship, and I had talked to
Right.
my partner about it, and he was down. And when he said he was down, I'm like, listen, all I need is my man to say he down,
Here we go.
and I'm out. Yeah,
Okay,
so I was out, and I
okay.
already knew my hustle was gonna be strong. Like I just needed you to hold me down for a couple months, because soon as it get warm out, I'm about to be outside with these carts. If I made 10,000 in 2 months, what you think I'm about to make in 8? That was my mindset. Going into the game. So I'm like, all right. So I quit my job, and then but COVID hit. I was not expecting COVID to hit, but when COVID hit, it seemed like that's when my business started to grow because even though we wasn't outside, people was having private events inside, but they didn't want to man the grill. They was like, "Yo, Net, can you just come to our house? We having a little backyard get together, and can you bring the cart with you?" Oh, okay. And that's when I started doing private events. Even before that, I didn't even know what private events was. Like I didn't even know all the ways and avenues I could make money in this food business because that was never my focus. So they started calling me for these private events. I started going outside for that, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But then at the same time, I started getting in contact with the Kitchen Collective in 2021. I got in contact with the Kitchen Collective, or actually that was God, because they got in contact with me through Laura Samaroff. And I love Laura. She was my angel in the whole process. I love you, Laura. So she ended up getting me into the Kitchen Collective. They said they had a long waiting list. Antinette made it to the top. I don't even know how, but I got in there at the top of the list, and that was in
Hold
2021.
on. Hold on, real quick, just for the Lord. Gotta do it one time. Y'all know it.
Listen,
Shout out to the Lord and Laura. The Lord and Laura.
listen, the Lord and Laura don't play. Yes, because they listen. That was a blessing right there. But then at the same time, I got involved with the P. DuPont Foundation with the E3 program. That was in 2021. And then at the same time, I got the contract with Department of Health and Social Services, where I was able to get funding to hire teens and train teens to teach them life leadership and workforce skills.
Okay,
So
hold up. Skirt! I don't have a sound for the skirt. We gotta hit the brakes. Okay, right. So now, right, because this is still before truck.
this is
Like,
before
hey,
truck.
Still before
Yes.
truck. I just want everybody who's watching this to know we are still pre-truck vibes. Okay.
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 And also B side to that. All right. So now you did the private events, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get into the kitchen collective. Now, but you haven't received any long-term contracts, right? This was so your first kind of real big contract was this. So how did you wind up even in that conversation?
And okay, because I've always had a passion for the youth, and my background is in social work. So, um, Delaware is small, and if you are active in Delaware, you're connected. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of people who I'm connected with, and I end up getting a phone call saying, Antinette, it's this grant out here. You need to apply for it. You need to apply for this grant, and I'm like, okay. So I ended up applying for the grant, and I ended up getting the grant, and that's how I was able to, and I had the grant for about 3 years. I had it up until this year, and I ended up just canceling it for right now because of with all the coaching, like with Launcher, we'll get into that. But with all that, I realized pause on that, get your stuff in order, and then let's return to that because now I'm in a different position. Like I feel like in 2021 when I got the DHSS contract and everything was happening all at one time, but I was still like a team of one. I wasn't really fully like I was just so hungry, but I didn't have all the tools and the skills and all the stuff that I needed to really for it to be successful. I did have some successes, don't get me wrong, and it was very, I created great impact with my programs and stuff like that, but also I know what I wanted to look like. I know how I wanted to run, and now I feel like I'm in a position like in 2025, I can't wait for 2025 because I'm just so excited for it because of everything I've received. Like,
Right, right. Now, okay, just one more time, just so the people don't know, in case you don't know, you're watching Hats Off with your boy G Jones. Oh, this is a phenomenal episode sponsored by hold up, Launcher Business Resources. Y'all see it? Go ahead, get yourself one, or at least go to the website, launcherde.org. The website's revamped, fresh for you. If you have a business plan that you want to carry out, something that you want to start, go ahead, or you are in a business already and you're looking to expand. Go to launcherde.org, sign up to register, just so you can get yourself set up. You'll get they work you through help the business plan, they help you start your business. It's a whole world. And my favorite part, this is why I happen to be one of the facilitators for Launcher, is you also can find out about some of the grant fairs, the grant options, the additional funding that can be out there that may be able to help you in your business. So again, that's launcherde.org. This is Hats Off with G Jones. Now, Miss Antinette Watson, that's who my guest is right here. Oh, for the community, the community food truck, the Stay in the East. So now, okay, 2021 comes, boom, you out there, you get this contract, right? You get the grant, right? Now you found ways to kind of merge helping the youth and
mm-hmm.
getting paid,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because you're able to utilize both in the same function. Was it ever hard at that point, right? Because again, we're pre-truck. For you to manage it all without you didn't have staff really.
Yes,
It was mainly just you.
it's me. Yes, it was hard as heck. Like it was so hard. I had so much like pressure on me, but it was like what I wanted to do. So I don't really see my challenges as challenges. I see my challenges as opportunities. So a lot of times when I am faced with hard situations, I'll sometimes just take more and more on, not realizing that I need to let some stuff go in order for us like to really grow a little bit. So because I made certain commitments, I did not want to not honor the commitments that I made, but it was really, really hard. Like being a team of one, having the carts, having to train the kids, and then I had programs for like 7 kids in one program, 14 kids in one cohort, like and then it would grow and grow, and it would just like be me. And then I would have some volunteers, like my mom would help me sometimes. My best friend would help me sometimes, so I would have little help like that. But even as it pertains to like the actual curriculum, like I didn't have a curriculum that I use. I was building my own curriculum. One of the things that I like to do is I like to meet with my teams and I like to get to know them, and then I like to build content based off of the needs of them. On top of teaching them like the customer service skills and how to work at the stand and all of that. But my program was really like therapy. Like them kids would come in there and they would really drop, because I'm a social worker. So they would really come in there and drop loads on me. And I would really have to go home and be like, I have to talk to my therapist now, because it will be, because the teens are going through a lot out here, okay? And they're going through things that adults will go through, but they are literally kids. They are teens. They don't know how to process and manage all the things that they're going through. So my program was like an outlet to them, but I had to really say, y'all, but we are here to work. We gotta work, we gotta work, we gotta, so it was a lot. And that's why in 2025 and even now I'm focused on my team, because it can't just all be on me. It can't be on me.
Absolutely. Okay, real quick, I like to just have moments where I talk to the people in the back. Listen, if you're watching this, what I need you to know, this is in fact, this is what she said, but y'all ain't hear it, right? Y'all ain't hear it. She said it, y'all ain't hear it. Sometimes as a business, if you have a way for your business to help build other people up, whether it be you, whether it be adults, if you and listen, I ain't gonna lie, you build people up that's coming from prisons, that's another one too. Sometimes you have an extra added benefit, not just for your heart. I want your heart to feel good, but also for the check. See, this is what I need you to understand. If your business, what you do, has also another thing that it does, it's kind of like, oh, wow, right? And it helps sustain. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it will be kind of fulfilling in multiple ways if you hold it right.
That's right.
Now, okay, because I feel like you probably had at least one of those kids like a little you. I don't know why.
Yeah,
You had to be helping a
yeah.
little you.
A lot of them, yes, a lot of them. And I also looked at the boys. Like I always started my business for the young men too, like in my community, because I always felt like at the time when I started to stand and I was walking down that boardwalk, it was a time where there was a lot of community beef going on in the city. And if you're from the city, you already know that you hear stuff that even other people don't be hearing about, and you just be like, dang. And in my mind, I'm like, I want to help, and it was like the boys, and I knew that a lot of the things, the beef stem from not having no money. That's what beef stem from. You want some money. And I really wanted to be, I want to be that thing that provides opportunity to, especially to not just young black boys, but black men too. All men, but I'm black, so I'm speaking from the black perspective, honestly. And I know what it's like to grow up and not have a stable father figure in the household, and having somebody who's out there like trying to hustle and trying to get it. And I feel as though, we all need help. We all need support. And our men don't have to hustle and do any illegal things to make money. Like we can support them, and that's what the stand is really like. The vision for the stand is so great and so grand, especially for men who have families, because we want to support you through the stand DE and being able to take care of your families financially.
Wow. Oh, listen, yes. By the way, you don't know you ain't got to slang them packs. It's like a pack of dogs. That's what you slang. It's like a pack of
Period.
dogs.
Sling these dogs, baby, because what? I was able to put my job slinging
Talk
dogs, so you can too.
about it. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Listen. Oh, okay. How did you not get too tired? Like, it's a lot. Like, how'd you not be like, look, I'm sorry, screw them kids. Okay, like, how did you keep going?
I was so close to burnt out, but that's where Launcher saved me, though.
Okay,
That's when
tell me
Launcher
about it.
saved me,
Tell me about it.
because it was like before I started, before I joined Launcher, I was really about to end the stand. Like I was really talking about like just letting it go, because like I said, I was for the people. It's not about the food. But one of the things you realize when you create a business for the people, sometimes the people didn't ask for it. For one, they didn't ask for it. Sometimes the people don't appreciate it. Sometimes the people don't value it. Sometimes the people don't, like, as it pertains to like the workers, like the jobs that you're trying to create. Sometimes they don't even want it. And I'm like, I'm sitting here working hard. Do y'all know I'm losing sleep, losing hair, losing all this stuff for y'all? And y'all keep, especially with these kids, and y'all keep trying to play in my face. And I'm a real, like, I'm real cool. Everybody know Miss Net is real cool. But what you gonna do is you gonna respect Miss Net, and you gonna respect Miss Net program, because Miss Net is building this from the muscle.
Woo!
Period.
Woo!
So if you're not gonna respect my program, respect what I got going on here, you got to go. I'm not keeping you for a check. I'm not keeping you
Mm.
for the benefit of having you in my program. You can go. So I started getting fed up. And I said, that's when I took a break from it all.
Okay.
And I said, I need to re-strategize. But then when I got into Launcher, at the same time, well, Launcher was the first program that I got into. Um, well, in 2020, when did I do Launcher? That was last year in 2023. So I got into Launcher, and I really feel like a lot of times they say Launcher is for those businesses that if you're ready to start a business, but no, if you are someone who needs to be, that passion needs to be reignited in your business, Launcher is great for that. Launcher is great for that because I needed that passion. I need to be reignited, and I needed to refocus. So Launcher is about your business plan, and my plan was getting foggy. It was getting hazy. I wasn't understanding. I was forgetting some stuff. And I really had to sit down with some experts, not only experts, but with my peers. That was really important for me to really sit down with my peers and for me to really realize, like, first of all, I'm actually farther than I thought, because you sitting around, you like, hold up. I thought I had confidence issues, but these people really got confidence issues, like that, where they are feeling like stuck, where they feel like they can't move forward, where they feeling like, putting all these excuses in front of their dreams. And it was kind of like, wow, that was a moment for me. I had some real enlightening aha moments in the Launcher program, just as a person who's been in business for 5 years, because I was already in business for 5 years when I joined the Launcher program. But doing my business plan, that had really, really, like, really helped me in doing it, because I did a business plan in the beginning of my journey. But when I did the business plan in the beginning of my journey, like, sometimes you just talking. But then I had experience, like, but now I had experience, and now I'm really creating like a business plan, like, really, what do I want to achieve with my business over the next 3 years? What do it really helped me to think. So Launcher was really powerful. But at the same time, I was in the Streetwise MBA program, the Enterprise program through Delaware Black Chamber of Commerce. And that program is about strategic planning. So Launcher was about business planning. Then I was taking the strategic planning class, and they all came together. And now my mind was just totally blown. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm a big boss, big energy. I know what I want. I know what I'm focused on. I know how to get it. Like, I know. Now I know. And now it's like, I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna slide back. Just a small taste, a smidgen. So, all right, right. You was tired. You was done. It was almost them kids,
Yes.
and then you get into this launcher program, right? And you start to kind of seeing where it's going. Now, one of the things that you said, your business plan previously, to me, one of the best quotes I heard is your first version of your business is not the best version of your business.
Yes.
Because it's really that you don't know business yet. Like, you know what you think you're able to do.
Exactly.
But until you're involved, you don't know, all right, there's a pathway over here, there's a pathway over there, I can do this, here's how I can flip it. Like, remember, you was trying to sell dogs to fund the thing. By the time you got 3-4 years in, now you getting a contract to fund the kids. You know what I'm saying? That also, while the dogs is also in process.
Yep.
Whole different strategy at this point, right? So, okay, now you're here. Now, when you joined Launcher, you had the truck by then?
When I joined Launcher, I did have the truck by then. I got the truck when did I get the truck? In 2021, I think. 2021, 2022. I got the trailer. It was after COVID. That's when I got I was able to get the trailer in like 2020, 2021. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Boom. So now you coming up. Now you're writing. But you already have contracts in motion. You already have, like, life is already life in one way or the other, and a couple of other things. Now, but listen, homie might not even be around that was around at that point, right? Like, it's now. Hey, we out here, buddy.
Exactly. Period. We outside now.
So, what were some of the things that you had to focus in on in this new business plan and kind of restructure to help you, keep going?
one of the things I had to focus on for real, is I had to realize that I had to focus on the product and not the people. I had to fall in love with my product again. Or just fall in love with the product period in itself, because I always did it for the people. It was always for the people for me. But at the end of the day, if these dogs don't sell, then you can't do nothing for the people, and you can't do nothing for yourself. So I had to switch my focus from, now I see myself as a business owner. I say that up until about 2020 two-ish, I was running my business kind of like a nonprofit, even though that's the thing that I was trying to shy away from the whole time, not wanting to beg for money and this and that. But I was running my business like a nonprofit because I was doing it for the people. But now I'm running my business like a business. I'm paying attention to my numbers. My numbers is really, really important. Understanding, focusing on like who my target customer is, and really selling to my target customer. Now I understand the concept of working smarter and not harder in my business. Like, I really understand that. And because I've been in business for so long, I also understand, like I said, who I need to focus on to make the most money, to create the most impact in my business. And now I also have the relationships, the partnerships like Kitchen Collective, Launcher, the Enterprise program. Also working with like Chase and Wilmington. Did I say Wilmington Alliance? Because they are the bomb.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm just working with so many people. I think being an entrepreneur in Delaware is so freaking great and so freaking awesome, because they have so many resources available to you. And if they see that you're a hustler, they see that you're about your business, they're going to help you. They're going to support you. They're going to put you in front of the people that you need to be in front of for you to be successful in business. You just got to, you got to do the work too. But if they see that you're doing the work, I feel like it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal, the support in Delaware.
Okay, so now, right, how did you wind up in amongst so many different circles? Like being able to interact with Women to the Lions and this one and that, like, how did that happen?
Well, I told you, I feel like with Wilmington, because first of all, the Kitchen Collective is a part of Wilmington Alliance. The Kitchen Collective is a part of Wilmington Alliance. So, because I was a part of the Kitchen Collective, it's like once you get involved in one thing, you just got to pay attention to. And also, like, I'm a researcher. So one of my favorite subjects in college was research. I'm a very person, I love to learn. I love to educate myself and others and stuff like that. So whenever I see something that's online, or I'm filling it out. I'm filling out the application if it's an interest to me. You know what I mean? So I'm always looking for that next thing to support me in growing in my business. And I feel like I also believe in the law of attraction. So because I'm doing my work, God is going to put things in my path for me to take advantage of. And because I'm a good steward, I'm always going to be in position. I'm going to take advantage of it to the best of my ability.
Oh, okay, listen. What? Hold on, she said a word right there. Talk about it. She said the word. Crowd needs to applause. Let them applause. Let them applause, y'all. Listen, she said the word. Okay, all right. Because you also mentioned, you believe in the laws of attraction, right? You leaned into this thing. You have a podcast. You speak into this space, right? It goes into, you have whole workshops for manifestation.
Yes.
I got to say it like that. I don't know why. It's supposed to,
yes.
Okay, so how did you go from you saying, listen, all right, I'm rocking with the food truck. We start to get, we got motion. We do what we're supposed to do. And I want to talk to the people. I want to help the people in this whole manner. How did you get into creating that while you was doing that?
I feel like I started, I don't know, it just happened simultaneously. I'm going to say I kind of like started with that. That was always my goal. That was always my passion, was to support people. Like, and I started going to, I'm trying to think. Okay, so when I started my own personal success journey started in like 2011 when I got pregnant with my son. Okay, so when I started going through my own personal success journey and I got pregnant with my son, I used to ask myself questions. And one of the questions I asked myself is like, how can I be successful? Because like I said in the beginning of the interview, like, I had people in my life that would tell me how to be successful, but I didn't see that. What they was I wasn't aspiring to be that type of success. Even though I know they was successful, but I wanted monetary success. I wanted to acquire certain things in my career. Like I wanted to just be what success was to me. So when I began to do my own research on what is success and how can I do that, they said, I asked Google. And what Google said was you need to focus on these certain areas in your life. And that's what changed my life forever. And once I realized that you need to just focus on these certain areas in your life to be successful, that has been my focus. And I started with my spirituality, focusing on that, and then focusing on my personal development. And then with me focusing on my personal development, trying to raise my confidence, because I've been through a lot. A lot of my confidence issues caused me to deal and be in relationships that were not good for me, so I had to raise my confidence. And in me doing that, I ended up going to, like, one of the first people I seen around like 2015 was like Les Brown. And I had joined one of his coaching programs and stuff like that to help me with my confidence and stuff like that. And once I seen him on that stage, and I got to be in his presence and get some of his teachings and conversate with him and all of that, I said, I want to be like him. Like, I want to be the female Les Brown. Like, that's what I was saying. So I've always had aspirations of being like a motivational speaker, a coach, personal development, teaching people not that they can be successful, and being the example of that. But the hot dogs just took over. It just took over. But now, now I'm in this space where I understand, like, I got certain people in position. I know I need to fill certain positions, but I'm not as, like, where I have to be so fully like focused. I can now begin to like diversify and focus on other things. So now I'm coming back out in 2025 with my like going full throttle with motivational speaking and doing my workshops again. And y'all will be seeing more of me doing that in 2025, because that's my real passion.
Okay, hold on. So there's a couple things, I gotta talk to people in the back. See, there's some things that she just said that I need y'all to know, right? And right now, I'm sorry I'm talking to some of them, especially if you're from the hood or you feel like you're not sure what you're going to do, or the confidence issues is kicking in. Now, grit, if you are not of those boxes, listen up.
Mm-hmm.
It might work, but I'm talking to them. What she said was, she said she hit that Google. Y'all got ChatGPT. Okay, y'all got AI. She didn't have AI. Okay, she had no AI. She was just out here. I don't know what it would do. Hey Google, what can I do?
Word.
It started to come up with stuff. You know
Word.
what? I'm gonna rock with it. And all of a sudden, that led to where that. And the reason why I say this is because there's a whole nother world that means that if you ask for it, it can come to you.
Exactly.
Okay, now that's when it gets to law of attraction, manifestation, all the other stuff. But it starts with just asking for it somewhere. Hey, how can I get this?
Yep.
What do I need to do to obtain the future that I want? All right, see, now I'm preaching. Listen, all I'm saying.
Good. It's true though.
But that's you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the vibe, and all of a sudden it creates this whole world. So that's A, right?
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. Get into it. The B side of this that she said it. I ain't say it. She said was then the burgers, the dogs, they took over, right? After, once again, she started concentrating on the product, right? It wasn't no mid dogs no more. What now? We making sure that this is delicious, right? Handling that, because if the people don't care about it or if they don't value it, they'll treat it with less value. And now you got a whole other confidence issue in the business.
Right.
Last thing I'm gonna say right now before I ask that question. This is fire. This was a fire point. Putting out there because this slid under the door. Slid. Okay. So, right, might have stepped away from a contract specifically just to make sure she could build up some other things. The other side of the other things is the business is operationally running now. So she can build up herself and run the business. Okay, when you're in the business, it's hard to run the business. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. When you're in the business, it's hard to run the business. Yes. Can you tell us some more? But can you tell us a little bit about that?
The transition from working on the business, being in the business and working on the business. Okay, so For me, I would like to say that when it comes to the transition, when I first started, it was kind of like I only had the cart, so it was really easy for me to kind of like just do it myself for the most part. And then when I had the teens, I would teach them how to do the cart a little bit, and then that was really easy. But when I started, I always had my partner with me. Um, so he was a big help. So at the times when I couldn't do it, he would do it. And then before I made the decision to actually get the trailer, I had sat down and talked to him, and I asked him, I'm like, listen, I'm thinking about getting a trailer, but my passion is not cooking. I know that you like to cook. So if I get this trailer, we in this together with this, if I get this trailer. And he said yeah, and he's been committed every time. So my cook Javon, y'all know, y'all see him, he be on the cook, he be making them dogs, he be making that food, he be moving fast. He's one of the, like, without him, he is definitely my like my foundation, my support, my everything as it pertains to definitely running that trailer and the success of my business, because he is like number two. He helps me. You need
Right.
somebody that's going to help you.
Woo. So okay, so now when you're looking at kind of building this team, because you said that's one of the things you focus on is kind of reshaping that. What does that look like?
As of right now, actually what it looks like for 2025, it looks like me establishing partnerships. So I plan on working, and also me working with adults too. So one of the things I realized as it pertains to my business is that when I started this business, I thought it would make sense for youth to run my carts. That doesn't really make sense. They're not going to be able to run the carts to the way that I want them to run it, because ultimately they're kids. They're gonna need, even they can assist, but they can't run it on their own, period. So now I need some adults to be able to come in and to be able to take over. So I want to work with those in reentry, supporting them in learning the skill of the operating the carts in the trailer, and eventually hoping to support them and hopefully operating their own carts one day, so that they can be their own boss. So that's what the long term goals is. But right now, over for 2025, I'm just looking for some valuable, some committed, some dedicated workers through these programs that will support us in having a successful 2025 season.
Absolutely. Do you plan on still, I guess, do you plan on returning back to the youth, or are you going to try to transition to a more mature model, or both, or
I'm going
how's that look?
do both. I'm going to definitely go back to the youth. But one of the things that I'm also working on is getting my curriculum in place. And also we've been working on my employee journey as well, because when they actually enter the stand DE community, I want it to be more structured. I want them to have like a journey in place from recruitment to exit. You know what I mean? Because once you enter the community, I don't want you to ever feel as though you're not a part of the community anymore. So over the next couple months, I'm building out what that looks like for real, and also documenting my processes, getting real clear, because in March 2025, when we back out in these streets, I want them to be really prepared. I want them to really understand like what the stand is, what our value is, what our expectations are, and what I see for you as being a part of this community, and being able to like run that how I really see it.
Look at that, building people up from the inside
I'm
out.
trying.
She said,
I'm
listen,
trying. That's the goal.
you ain't know what you about to learn with these dogs. And first, you learn how to be good human beings, how to support each other, and how to be fruitful for yourself.
Exactly. All through a hot
Oh,
dog.
also a hot dog.
That's
I
right.
support it.
Because we're bigger than our dogs. We're bigger than our dogs, man.
We're bigger than, that's a bar. That's a bar.
Bars.
Put that on the show. We bigger than our dog.
Period.
It's funny. Oh, no. With that said, all right. So, what would you say is the biggest impact? Like, if you had to follow up the launcher impact, how would you identify that?
For my launcher impact, like I said, I would just say that the impact that the launcher program had on me is really just helping me gain clarity in my business, helping me to really focus on like what I want to accomplish over the next year to 3 years or whatever the case may be. Like this helping me become laser focused, but also most importantly, reigniting my passion. Like it really did, because like I said, being around the peers and also the support after, like I feel like a lot of the programs that I'm in, we're like family in a sense. Like, especially with the Kitchen Collective, they know they my family, period. Launcher program, family. Like, they literally, like, really are helpful. West End Neighborhood House, like, the support is, like, unmatched. Like I said, Wilmington Alliance, like, but with the Launcher program in itself, I'll keep it on that. I'll just say that the impact has been major for real. And also with my elevator pitch, along with the, like, I always it's always helpful for me to now when I come into a room, I can always say, yeah, internet best girl does in the city, period. Don't play with us, but we bigger. I can go into all of that, but it was with the help of the launcher program for sure. Yeah.
Oh, who was your coach? Like, who was your trainer?
It was Tim and Adam.
Shouts out.
I was in both. I was in both classes. Adam towards the end.
Facts. Shouts out to both of them. Also, okay, now this you. Okay, if you had to give advice to an entrepreneur, like a newer entrepreneur, right? That was you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you had to give advice to yourself.
Okay.
Just get into the game. What advice would you give to yourself? You just get in the cart, just trying to help kids, y'all. You just want to help the youth.
Oh my gosh. First of all, this is what I would say. I had a few things there, but when you just said that, I'm going to add something to the list. But one of the things I would say is, because I also will say that a lot of times, I know even for myself, when it's just about me, sometimes I'll be lazy with myself. But when I know I'm doing it for somebody outside of myself, like my mom or my kids or my whatever, I'll always push through. But if it's just on me, I'll be like, whatever. So, focus on your why. But also ask for support, ask for help, and make sure your help is doing what you want to do. Don't ask your peers for help that ain't doing nothing, that's in the same income level as you, that ain't got no business, that ain't got nothing going on. Because they might try to talk down on your dreams, or they might not understand what you got going on. They don't understand the vision. So you got to really focus on and talk to people who you aspire to be. And then last but not least, y'all focus on the product, okay? Focus on the product. Once you focus on the product, you can make money, and then you can, if you have a passion or you want to help people, then you focus on that through business. And if you want to focus on the people first, then go ahead and get you a nonprofit, baby.
You
That's
want
all
to
I got
focus
to
on
say.
the people. Yo, oh man, listen, she's serious. All right, and she's not wrong. I'm not like I'm just listen.
I'm
But
just saying.
hey, listen, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But now with that said, okay, I tell people,
Mm-hmm.
if you give me a word, I give you a poem. Now, while you think of this word, right, while you figure out what word I will give, I'm going to do a quick little, what I call a hat tip and an update. Right, again, in case you don't know, you're watching Hats Off with G Jones. This episode is sponsored by Launcher Business Resources. Go to Launcher DE to set up your business plan and help start your business or expand your business. Whatever you are looking to do, launcherde.org will help you expand or start your business needs. With that said, here are a couple shouts out from things that are going on, or a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. I said a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. To some things and some folks that did some things going on. So first of all, quick hat tip to Claymont Community Center and Ivan Thomas. They did the 5K race right out there helping the people, doing it for the people. So shouts off to them. Blip, blip. Also, Fulton Bank. Yes, Fulton Bank. They definitely sponsored the networking event I believe early October. Had people out there learning about the launcher resources. Did it for the alumni. Different people making things happen. So again, shouts out to them. Blip, blip. Also, got a couple calendar updates for you. Just some things that's happening in case you don't know. Tomorrow, Huxley and Hero has the local book fair live at the Queen. Go pull out there. You know what I mean? Pull up. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself a book or a couple of them. Even if you're just learning to read, why not? Enhance it. Okay, get yourself a book. Flies out again. That's Huxley Your Hero, a local book fair over at the Queen. And then on the 25th, we got the Halloween block party that's hosted by Nataki Oliver and the Soul Firm. Shouts out to Hermie Potter. They're gonna be outside. People gonna have the costumes on. They're gonna be listen. It's gonna be a vibe in the city. So go ahead, check out that Halloween block party by Nataki Oliver. She is also a Launcher alumni. Y'all know it. Also, 1026 on Saturday, they got the inaugural fire truck pull. That's a fact. I'm gonna be out there with strong muscles. Well, I am not, but they will be. They will be out there pulling the fire truck. They gonna be sponsoring. And this is brought to you by Western Neighborhood House. Literally, they got the fire truck pull, and all the proceeds literally will be going to youth programming for Western Neighborhood House. So come on out there, support the local figures and support the youth programming. Also, YWCA has a free lending and home ownership essential series. That's a fact. That's going on the 26th as well. Right, so going out to the YWCA in Delaware, they'll have the free lending and home ownership essential series, and then December 14th is going to be the launcher into the holiday fair. So go and check that out. Also, again, Launcher has the new website out. Boom, boom, go and check that out and sign up for launcherde.org. Sign up to get your business registration. The whole thing up. That's what we're here for. So now that I gave you all of the things, I done tip my hat one more time for the people. Quick hat tip, just that had to do it. There you go. Yeah, shouts out to y'all. All right, now, do you have a word for me?
It's a compound word.
That's fine.
Okay.
They came straight out of English class. Well, listen, it's a compound word. There are 2 hyphens and 3 commas involved in this one.
I'm just making sure you're ready. That's all.
I pulled out the T.I.'s rhyme book. It came from T.I.'s rhyme book. It was in the back of it. So.
No, you know what? The word is, I feel like it's only right if I say hot dogs.
Oh, okay. Listen. All right, you made it see. All right, listen. All right. I'm thinking sometimes it only gets real when you don't realize that you are more than just fresh off the grill. See, let me do more than just let my heart spill. I need you to understand that sometimes you don't realize that the plan is to be more than just in demand and not get lost in other folks' iceberg. See, this is when you're trying to figure out why they ain't got no chill, and they tell you that whatever your dreams are, well, they're a little too big, and maybe you just need to chill. Let's be for real. See, now I get it. Maybe it was missing for a minute because I didn't realize, because I was listening to those folks who typically tended to lie because they spent all their days lied around halfway fried. They didn't help me be a little bit more wise. That time they wanted me to be split and fried. Okay. This is when I have to change the decisions I make, and now is when I start to decide that this is how I have to move different. I have to understand what it's going to take to have the proper imprint. See, most of the time they would tell me everything that they thought that I was not. They didn't realize that I would grow as long as it's still motion around me and it's boiling hot. They didn't realize that it's made to be that on top. I get it. My demise is what they thought they would hope I'd watch, but they didn't know that my growth was to help everyone else raise up. See, that's why I can't stop. When my why is bigger than me, then they'll understand what I see. When I know what my future is meant to be, then they'll know that if I'm helping everyone else, then they'll be there along with me. It's great when we all win. See, I just want you to know how we can lead ourselves clearly through the fall. Because a lot of times they'll tell you can't do it, when if you listen to yourself, that internal movement will stop you from being lost. Oh, now I get it. Fresh off the grill, we've been boiling hot. Oh,
That was good. Okay, you're going to end it like that. That was awesome. You're good.
Well, thank you. I'm glad.
You're good at what you do.
You know what? He ain't too bad.
He ain't too bad. That was really good. Yeah.
Oh man, listen. I appreciate you again for joining the show. This has been an amazing episode. Oh, I do have to shout out my man Ty Harper's song Supersize. That was the song I opened the show. If y'all don't know, I always prop up a local artist or an unknown record. So that, boom, shouts out to him for that. Again, shouts out to the Launcher Business Resources for putting this whole thing together, sponsoring this amazing episode. And shouts out to the Stand DE. Go and get yourself some burgers, some dogs, help support the community, help support the youth, all the vibes.
Please.
Yeah. Anybody, anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
I just want to say thank you for having me. Support the Stand. Listen to my podcast, the Unapologetically Authentic Unapologetically Authentic Podcast, y'all. And that's it. Later.
I
Thanks.
appreciate you. All right, we out of here.
We got 10 more players on the field. Somebody call home. Maybe I'm not